This is the setup. This is the setup. Oh my god, he actually has mask.
Yeah, he's wearing one. You get the center seat, sir.
You know, James. You know that the mask, like, it's really, it's supposed to be nonsense, right? It actually really doesn't work, unless you're sick.
What's up?
You know, the mask really doesn't work unless you're sick and you're not trying to infect other people. But
I'm not sure. I'm feeling a little warm.
oh no! Oh no!
But I think I'm okay because it's not like I'm sweating.
Do you have a cough?
No, I don't.
Do you feel like your muscles are fatigued or tired or anything like that?
I mean, I have sleep apnea, so I usually feel a little bit tired.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, hot water. I washed it with soap.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Thanks, man. Very well prepared. Yeah, it's kind of crazy out there now.
It's kind of like apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Do you guys have weapons? Did you buy your Smith & Wesson?
Dude, they're lining up to buy
really?
shit. Yeah.
They're lining up to buy Smith & Wesson.
Well, how's that? I don't understand. How's that even relevant to this?
Well, why is toilet paper relevant?
It's like so stupid. That's what people are arguing. Like, it's like they don't understand what's the point of buying out all the toilet papers. Okay, hand sanitizers and wipes I understand because
you can use it.
You can actually use it to kill germs. But then it's like what? I don't know. And then rice, okay, maybe just because they have to stay at home all the time, they need food, right?
Right.
And keeps.
But you can't only eat rice though. You gotta have a balanced diet anyway. Is that what
Rice and spam?
Rice and spam?
People are buying spam.
Dude, that's true.
Forever.
That's true. Yeah, spam does last forever. Basically, any canned food, right? Okay.
Canned food will last. Like vegetables and fruits will last for about a year.
Only a year? Oh wow, that's actually not that long of a time if you think about it.
No. You always have to replenish.
Yeah. I say, because I was looking up on Amazon. I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it, but I was gonna just check out the prices and see like, not necessarily like canned food, but like the freeze dried food that the astronauts eat because those last literally almost forever.
For 5 years, actually.
For 5 years? Oh, okay.
I know that because when the earthquakes hit last year, my wife freaked out.
Oh, wow.
And then so she, like, my car has, like, disaster prepared kit. It's like a bag of, like, water and jerky.
Nice.
All this stuff.
Nice.
And then so I was like, what else do you want? She was like, go get some freeze-dried food. I was like, okay.
Freeze-dried food, right.
REI was cleaned up that day.
Oh, wow.
The next day. So I got some REI, and it got, like, this big, gigantic bucket filled with food for, like, I forget how many people for how many days, but yeah.
Oh wow!
In the last 5 years.
That's crazy.
And it comes with you can get the ones that have like mac and cheese and all this other stuff.
Really?
So I got some other all this crazy stuff because I have a bucket at home now.
Yeah.
But I also had a bucket disaster kit way back when, but all that shit's like expired.
But in a way you're kind of prepared in a way.
I mean, we had a lot of that stuff, so we didn't think about toilet paper.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I don't think anyone really. Yeah.
But we do have the life straw. You know the life straw?
What is that?
Life straw is like this invention where you can actually use it to suck up water from any water source and it'll filter it as you drink it. So we got a family size version, which is like a gigantic jug thing that you can like pour water into.
I'm recording now. And we're live now too, by the way.
So technically, you don't even need to buy cases of water like those people do, because you can just buy a filter, which saves. Actually,
you can just buy rid of filter water.
Rid
of pitcher anyway, right?
Yeah.
Unless the water supply is going to be contaminated.
Which I don't think is going to happen.
They said it's for the coronavirus. It's not commuted by
food or water, right? It's just air. It's usually airborne, and when you're coughing, sneezing. But that's why to me, I was like, it's so ridiculous because I can just boil water at home because I have
Darren, by the way. I never got to give it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like that was like way back then.
Power bank. Oh,
it's like an external power bank. Because I got it from I went to some kind of just like event thing. This was a while back, and they're just passing stuff out.
Yeah, my wife has a ton of these. She has like 2 of them, but she's like hoarding them a little bit. She had like I was like, why do
you want this? She's like,
what is that?
Vitamin C.
Emergency.
Oh shit! So what? You just pour it into your water
and mix it. It's like it becomes like a little fizzy. It's not bad.
Yeah, but then like in a way, like orange type of juice or kind of thing drink it like cold? If you get hot, it's kind of weird, right?
It's a little.
All right, so this is
in Hong
our
Kong, they have, like,
screen.
one cup.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's
So-
true. Like yeah, you're right. You're right. They do, which is kind of weird.
They feel it's like a elixir for the throat.
Okay.
It's like a cough serum thing. And so it's like hot, warm Coke or whatever with lemon.
Okay. You know what? Actually, you might make a point though, because in terms of this virus thing, like
You want hot water.
you do want because it does hit your throat was like the first thing supposedly. Like
Let's see.
I can just pour in the hot
Yeah.
water. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Is that what you did, James?
Yeah. Or I do it weird. I
We didn't do it weird.
put it in my mouth sometimes, and then I put
Oh, that
The
is
water.
weird. Is it like Pop Rocks?
kind of like Pop Rocks.
That's pretty cool.
Because
Dan, can you scoot in a little bit or move back and scoot? Yeah.
Do you want me to move back over here?
Yeah.
The only one with the mask on. And then see the problem is when you're wearing that, now people when they're watching, they're like, dude, we're concerned for you.
Can you
James.
hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Cool.
can hear you. Yeah.
Hi
That's
all.
nice.
Welcome to Yin and Young the podcast. And with my co-host James, my co-host and returning guest Darren.
Hi.
So thank you all for joining us. We've been live for about 13 minutes, but we're just getting started. We're just chatting, shooting the shit. So first off, thank you for coming. I know I'm wearing the mask just out of, abundance of caution. I feel okay. I went hiking this morning. I was riding my bike. It felt a little chilly, and I think my body as a response got really warm. So that's why I'm just extra paranoid. I know that some of us, we don't want to spread anything. I know that it might just be BS, okay. First things first, let's talk about face masks. So face masks. So right now there's something called the COVID-19. Everyone knows about COVID-19. It's a new coronavirus. It's related to MERS, which is the Middle Eastern Respiratory, syndrome. And then there's SARS, which is also another form of coronavirus, which is severe acute respiratory syndrome. Yeah, which was in Guangzhou. Yeah,
So start China as well.
Started in China as well. And then that was supposedly related to civet cats in another wet market in China. Now we have something called COVID-19, the 19 reference to 2019. It was discovered late December. As far as my research has said, it started in a market in Wuhan, a wet market. Supposedly it was a bat that got in contact with a pangolin.
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 Wait,
Pangolin.
what's pangolin?
That's like an
Pangolin
armadillo.
is a.
Oh, what?
It's an armadillo-looking creature that Chinese people like to eat for some reason. It's like one of the most trafficked items or trafficked animals in
Really?
Asia. Yeah, I don't know why it's like delicious or whatever. I don't know. I looked at it and I was like, why would anyone want to eat this thing?
Yeah, it looks pretty disgusting, man.
Yeah, and there's even ancient Chinese text saying you probably shouldn't eat it.
No, I don't think these kind of animals are designed to be eaten.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
there's a Chinese proverb.
Okay.
There's a Chinese proverb.
Okay.
My dad told me this. Have you heard this Chinese proverb?
no.
It's like the only thing Chinese people won't eat in the sea are submarines. The only thing in the sky are airplanes, and the only thing on land are anything with a spine pointed towards the sky. So anything's up for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anything's up for eating. I
Wow.
guess. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Have you been to San Francisco? Oh, sorry.
Well, like lately or ever?
Ever in Chinatown?
Yeah.
You've seen those markets, right?
Yeah.
Those like fish markets and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Have you like taken a close look? They don't only serve fish.
Yeah, they serve like really like a bunch of like random
Armadillo.
stuff. Did they serve? I didn't see.
They
it.
had armadillo
Did they
there.
really?
I was like,
Hi,
what is this shit?
I didn't know.
They
that.
had armadillo. I was like, I freaked out.
Hello.
It was like so obvious that it was like armadillo.
Oh, wow.
They had
Did you actually
armadillo?
ask the person, the market owner, like, like, okay, like where did you get this, or how was the
I
story?
did not even ask.
You
I was
didn't
like,
ask. Oh, okay.
"Is-
You just like you
Hey.
just look at it. You just went.
What's my? It's not my business. I'm not going
Yeah.
to consume that,
Oh, no, of course not. Right.
and
right.
I'm not going to actually go there and was like, you know what? I'll take that fish right next to armadillo. It's not my thing. But I thought it was just specifically for that one part,
Yeah.
that one market. But I went down the street and there was like a couple other ones that actually had armadillo.
Wow. Is it like a?
Is armadillo?
Is it high price?
Is
kind of?
armadillo meat illegal?
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, it's just because there has to be certain animals that are. I mean, it's like, for example, like killing pandas in China is illegal. Like,
Right. So
yeah, but it's not. It's not the. I mean, it is.
Oh my God.
But it looks disgusting though. I mean, okay, maybe when they like cook it and chop it up and all that, then maybe they cook it like it looks like chicken or whatever. I don't know, but
hey, I don't know.
but
Yeah.
see, that's interesting because so that's also another perception, right? Because we okay, so we obviously grew up like maybe like another person's eye, maybe to them when we eat chicken and beef, they think
Pork.
it's or pork, or they think it's disgusting, but to us it's normal. Then maybe to them, eating armadillo is normal, and to us, you know how I mean?
I mean,
Based on
okay,
where we are.
I've heard that argument. Like,
I mean, it's true.
hi Fable, I'm not sick, but I'm feeling maybe a little warm, so I'm just wearing the mask just to be safe. Because some of us take care of
He's trying not to freak us out.
yeah, and also
I mean, okay, I don't mean to be like that person who's a Debbie Downer, but I have had read articles and listened to interviews that eventually, like maybe in the next year, they were saying that at least 80% of the world population will be infected at some point. Like, there's no way to get around it. That's what they're saying. They're realistically projecting that a lot of people will be infected. So you can reassure people with words like, "Oh, I'm not sick," but you know what I mean? Like
it's kind of like herpes. Like everyone has it.
Yeah,
Or not herpes. What's the one where you get like cold sores?
It is herpes.
It's
Yeah.
a kind of version of herpes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only reason I'm saying that is just because it's like a realistic standpoint where these are things that we have to think about, right?
Yeah,
we have to actually like a long run game, like prepare for whatever, because and that's the problem with the media, because they like to cover things up and not review everything. So it's like sugarcoating everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's actually a lot
Yeah.
more cases, I'm sure, in US that they're not even telling us. Do
And-
you agree?
Well,
I mean,
yeah, and
well,
also how
yeah,
many
there's
people
no
are
testing.
reporting?
there's no testing.
There's no
too. That's
testing.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
How
ridiculous.
can
Besides
you
testing.
in your US? I mean, that's crazy.
So,
Unless you're an NBA player. If you're an NBA player, you get tested right away.
or you're the president of the U.S. I
But
guess.
then,
So-
is he testing? They said he's like negative, but I don't know.
Yeah, he tested
Also,
negative.
even the NBA though it's not until that one player supposedly are feeling symptoms or got sick, then they start noticing that. Shouldn't they even already start preparing beforehand?
Well, they've just found out last week.
I mean, because they're saying that this COVID, you could be infected even like before it
14
shows symptoms.
14 days out.
So
But I mean, the thing is, like,
it's hard to really track. Okay, I
Yeah.
understand.
and then I mean, I'm sure there are tons more cases
Sure.
as the tests roll out. More people get tested.
Yeah.
we can't tell. I mean, the media
Fuck.
might be covering up some.
Yeah,
things, but
yeah, I feel
the
like they
Chinese
are.
media is probably covering up a lot.
Yeah, they are. They are.
But the American media is like, well, how can we know? Because we're not testing anyone, right?
So technically, basically, we sitting here, we could be already infected. We won't
We
know.
don't know.
So,
That's a very morbid thing to do.
just to preface this,
That's true.
We are not medical professionals.
No, we're not.
None of
We're
us
not.
are medical professionals. However, we do read articles. We Google.
yeah.
We're informed by the internet, so please take everything we say with a grain of salt. Here, let's take a look at some questions. It's got like a lower mortality rate than influenza. I mean, even without testing or vaccine, so it's just about being more contagious. Wouldn't be surprised if we're all carrying, only not symptomatic. So from what I understand, the percentage rate. So yeah, more people have died from influenza, obviously,
Per year.
per year.
Sure.
But the mortality rate per infected persons is higher than influenza, is what I understand.
Oh,
2%.
I see. So
It's-
that means.
It's 2% versus
It-
0.01.
It's like between 1% and 4%, around 2-ish.
Oh, so that means when you get infected, you almost will surely die.
No.
So, okay.
What do you mean?
You have to, well, like they say the influenza rate, like regular
Yeah.
flu, the mortality rate is about 0.01%. Is what I read somewhere.
That sounds low.
But there's think about how many people in the world get flu every year.
Okay, that's true.
And how many people are going to die?
Okay.
There's quite a bit. There's 8 billion people in the world, and 0.01%. And how many of those are get infected by the flu? I don't know.
Got it. Okay.
So out of that, many thousands, 0.01% of them get die from the flu, the regular flu. And then with the COVID-19, what I understand is, as far as we know, from all the people who get tested, about 2% mortality rate. And then you have to you have to like take in the fact that most of the people
like their immune system is very more vulnerable.
They might have like respiratory issues or
or something. That's what I've heard too.
I'm scared because I have psoriasis. So technically people with psoriasis, their it's an autoimmune disease, so their immune system is running extra hard, which is not necessarily good. That's why they have drugs to suppress immune systems for people with psoriasis. So basically, you want your immune system at like optimal level, but like people with psoriasis are running extra because then you see like the red spots here. It's feeling like, oh, you have a cut here or something, even though it's not cut.
And then
it keeps like trying to scab up.
Like internally your immune system is trying to heal itself in that.
So I believe I'm compromised.
Well, no, I mean, like they were. I was just listening on my way here. I was listening to like a Joe Rogan interview with like a medical person,
Michael Osterholm,
something. Because he was saying that like a good portion of Americans actually have underlying health problems. Like some of them may not even know about, or they do know about, but they can't do anything about it. And he also said that obesity, same as like smoking. You have a weaker immune system, and then it does possibly cause a lot of underlying health problems if you're obese. And then there's 45% of Americans like in US are obese. So you can argue that like almost half of the American is kind of screwed.
Underlying health issue?
Well, it is, because based on the way how we eat. I mean, do you not agree with that?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
hi Isabel.
Our diet is completely.
Our diet is totally hella whacked, and because everyone like we eat a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, just as a whole general in the US, and so. When you eat all that, obviously you're probably gonna have higher chance to get diabetes. Like, let's say you don't get any of those health problems, but in a way, your immune system will be compromised because of all the stuff that you eat. And being obese is just not, and so that's why I was hearing the interview, and then when I heard that, I'm like, well, this not very hopeful type of
tone.
Like all the articles and interviews I've heard, and in a way that's not like a bad thing, because it actually gives like a people reality check, like, oh shit, this is happening. It's not like some hoax like Trump thinks that it's fake, because he had a press conference that he thought it wasn't real.
I
was like,
supposed to like take him down.
I was like, what?
I mean,
that doesn't make any.
At this point he can't.
Well, he can't ignore it.
He can't ignore it because people are. It's actually a worldwide issue right now.
It's a pandemic.
It's a pandemic.
And then I mean, his last press conference, he was basically.
It's so funny,
throwing bombs at like everybody else except for the U.S. It's like, we're shutting down travel from the EU because they're like so continuing.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Oh god, like it's just so dumb. Like everything that comes out of his mouth.
I don't know if that's right, but I mean, like I know Germany is actually doing closing borders too, but I don't know.
I feel like the whole globally they're all
closing borders. But what they have to do is they have to start doing tests. And you guys actually linked a great article about Taiwan.
And I was reading about it, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I sent it to James and whoever, because I know they're Taiwanese.
Yeah. So basically, there's another video I'll share in the links, but
this site is pretty cool.
This one's good.
This site's pretty
cool. Taiwan.
Oh wow, they actually have numbers.
They have numbers too. So there's a couple of things about Taiwan. Okay, so hi Isabel, thank you for watching. She's like she's a professional badminton player. Yo,
cool.
Yeah. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're everyone watching. I hope everyone's safe.
Are they all like based in US or?
From everyone I see so far, most of them are. I think one guy's Australia. Is that Ted? Yeah, one guy's in Australia.
I heard Australia also has a few cases.
There's a few cases in Australia.
I mean,
yeah.
like Tom Hanks and stuff.
Dude,
too.
Tom
Yeah, from
Hanks,
Australia,
yeah.
and-
Well, the
yeah.
Australian minister got one of the
Did he?
ministers. Yeah,
Oh,
he's kind of like
shit.
the Department of Defense kind of minister. I don't know some
Oh.
minister because he met with Ivanka and then he tested positive.
Oh.
So Ivanka, I think, is self quarantined or self
Well,
isolated.
Oh,
obviously
yeah,
she has
yeah.
to get tested too. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
She-
So,
but
so some information about Taiwan.
But she's not gonna tell you.
Taiwan is an island country off the coast of China, just 81 miles off the coast. There's a lot of people who do business there. There's like up to 2,000 Chinese tourists a day visit the island, especially during Lunar New Year. However, as of yet, there's only been about 50 cases of COVID-19 and 1 death. And let me double check that with the current map. Where is it?
The media won't cover that up, right? They wouldn't be like, "Oh, well, let's just lower the number
No,
on
Ye-
purpose."
I think
Yeah.
right now with the media, the U.S. media is focused.
Oh,
on the
Taiwan
US.
has 59 cases
Oh,
and
wow,
one
59.
and 1 death
That's pretty good.
out of
That's-
23 million people.
That's pretty. That's
That's
a pretty
pretty
good
good.
rate.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
good controlling wise.
Yeah, and right now we're on the John Hopkins University map. I wonder if there's a way I can share it to everyone. Here,
So
this is it.
I think right now, basically,
This one, yeah.
the one who's got it worse now is basically China, Italy, and South Korea, right? Those
Yeah.
are the three that.
They have it pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah.
And Spain shut down everything, and France is like shutting things down. But what's interesting is like, I mean, what as this was happening in January, even when I went to Chinese New Year parade for the first time in how many decades?
Yeah.
But it was like kind of empty. I mean, it wasn't like completely empty, but it was.
Yeah.
People were already freaking out back
Yes.
then in January,
Yes.
and I know a lot of Chinese restaurants are like kind
Yeah.
of closed.
Yes.
Closed doors.
Yes. Yes.
But I wonder if the same thing is happening to Italian restaurants.
Probably.
I
Oh, actually,
don't know. I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't
And
think.
Korean restaurants, Korean restaurants. I mean, they're impacted now, but
Yeah.
I mean, as the cases like found out, like as we found out that South Korea had like the second largest number of cases outside of China. Did people stop going to Korean restaurants?
Good question.
I mean, I want to say no because a lot of times when these things happen, right? Like, I feel like a lot of I don't want to say countries are lazy to control the situation, but a lot of times you don't really try to actually do anything until it really, really impacts them like hard, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
they always think like, oh, it's just a few cases. Okay, it should be fine. I mean, just something small, right?
But
So
I mean,
they kind of
that's in South Korea. I mean, but in the U.S., like everyone stopped going to Chinese restaurants almost immediately, right?
no, like, the U.S. is just a totally different story.
The US are racist,
You-
is what you're saying?
Well, not that they're not only racist. They're U.S. is just like I feel like the U.S. society here, the way how they think is just totally different from other countries. Is.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if Chinese restaurants were like negatively impacted in
Yeah.
January, and then once
Yeah.
we found out that Korean restaurants or South Korea had like a ton of cases coming, did South Korean or Korean restaurants in general get like some sort of impact?
Who
Or
that?
Probably,
Do you think?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean because like
Blizzard.
I don't
Hello.
know. I wonder if anyone knows. Let me know.
you don't think so?
But I don't know.
Because
I didn't go to any Korean restaurants at the time, so in
Well,
January, February.
okay, well, because in U.S., if you're thinking about it from a Caucasian's point of view, like Korean, Chinese doesn't matter because to them it's just Asians, right?
That's a
And-
good point. Yeah. We're all kind of lumped together.
But I mean, in LA, it's like everyone knows where Koreatown is versus
Okay,
like Chinatown.
yeah,
same
of course,
SGV.
of course.
So everyone knows, like, oh, if I want to avoid, I gotta avoid China.
yeah.
But once like we found out like there were a lot of cases in South Korea, did people start avoiding like the Korean restaurants in Koreatown
and the Italian one
and
too.
Italian restaurants? Italy, well,
'Cause
there's no Italy.
you remember-
That I actually don't know too
That's-
much
that's a
about.
good
That's actually a
question,
good question,
'cause,
too. I don't know too much about that one.
Because basically what's happening is people are equating the virus to race, when in reality should be equated to travel history
Mhm.
more than anything.
Yeah.
So what's happened is, I know in Taiwan, they actually had a system in place where they would track people's passports or their exit and entry of the country
Okay,
and where
okay.
they've been. which is very, very smart because
Yes.
that's the number one indicator of if they may have got infected. Now it's like fucking everywhere. It's harder now, but
Yeah.
but
spread.
Well, yeah. Now it's pretty much you can argue that's too late now. To be honest.
yeah, and Italy. So Fable makes a good point. Yeah, Italy had some immediate closures. They had quarantines, but my understanding from the last article I read was that leading up to closures, people were still gathering and they didn't take it that serious. To be honest, Americans were doing the same shit. We were in Seattle.
Yeah.
End of February, and luckily we didn't exhibit some symptoms 14 days later. But like, it was like a week later where it exploded into Washington.
Yeah.
Mainly in King. What's that? One Hill, the King Hill, I think. In that area. So like, and that they've already had about 40 deaths. Let me double check, but. Yeah, it's kind of crazy in
So Washington is like is in US is the worst right now.
I think the first case in the US was in Washington, last I read. Yeah.
And it hit like some retirement home or nursing home.
Yeah, that's what I heard,
Yeah.
too.
And then that's really bad because a
Yeah,
lot
they're
of those
old
people,
people.
older,
Yeah.
42 deaths, 769 cases confirmed in Washington. Yeah. In the state of Washington. Yeah.
Look at Canada's like circles. Like there's almost like nothing. But because it's such a wide area, so
Yeah.
it's hard
It's
to-
not deathly as deathless.
Dude,
Yeah.
Trudeau's wife tested positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister Trudeau. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So anyways,
crazy.
one of the things that I want to talk about is Capitol Hill. Yeah, in King County, correct. Thank you, Fable. One thing I want to talk about was, okay, so there has been anti-Chinese sentiment. We've seen that so far, right? Almost at the start of the virus in January. There was already like kind of like, oh, you dirty Asian, these articles coming out. There's that poor guy who got his can stolen. I don't know if that was
Yeah,
related.
I don't think that was.
I don't think that was related, but it's more like that was just anti-Asian.
That was just being racist.
I don't know if that was anti-Asian. They were just being dicks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think if anyone else went up there and like started rolling around, they just looked like they were looking for trouble.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you say the Chinese guy was looking for trouble?
No, I think the other people who actually took the cans away from him.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
looking. Yeah.
You think anyone else like went up there with like you're rolling a shopping cart full of cans? I don't know if it's specifically Chinese. I can't tell. I mean, I'm sure once they saw his face, then they can start.
He's Cantonese speaker. Yeah.
But they can yell racial slurs. But if you said like another person, like a white guy, like poor homeless white guy going up there picking everyone's cans, would they have done the same thing?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. But I do think. I mean, obviously, it was racially motivated. He's saying like, "I hate Asians," obviously, in the thing.
Yeah.
Now, if it was another race, they probably would have picked, and maybe they would have said some racial stuff too. Fair point. So, yeah, it seems that there have been. So, you bring up an interesting point. Since Italy has exploded with cases, unfortunately, and they're an old country. A lot of their population, a high percentage of the population is over 60 or 70.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, they're a country of they're a country of old people.
Oh, wow.
So they are very much at risk, and I wonder if Italian restaurants are closed. Well, all the restaurants now are kind of like
Impacted.
Well,
Yeah,
impacted,
yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much the whole economy, really.
Yeah. So what I'm curious about is the yellow peril. This idea of yellow peril.
Yeah.
Like the danger is coming from China,
Yeah.
or like so China
Or non-white.
Non-white.
Basically what they're saying.
but yellow peril is specifically Asians,
Sure.
right? And then for the most part, I think we've all experienced that. Most people think all Asians are either Chinese or they think all Asians are like Chinese probably, or like they punched this poor Korean student in New York in the face because she said, "Fuck." So
I didn't hear about that.
yeah. There's
I didn't
a
hear-
Korean
yeah.
student that got punched in the face in New York. So
I know about the woman in New York subway got beat up.
yeah, for like, oh, you're diseased or something.
Yeah, something that they're
Yeah.
saying. Some kind of-
Which is like the dumbest thing. If you're like, you don't go up to someone with leprosy and like punch them because you're gonna get leprosy. So
Yeah.
you're gonna go punch and like make contact with someone like who might have the virus.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, so
If I have Corona
Right.
or COVID-19,
yeah.
and you're like gonna yell at me and punch me and make physical contact.
Yo,
I have a chance to cough on
Yeah,
you or
yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever, and just you're gonna be infected. Why do you do that? That's like the dumbest thing ever.
I mean, the purpose probably really isn't about the disease. They just
No.
want to beat. They just want to beat some
They
Asians
wanted a
out.
reason.
They
Right?
just want a reason to do it, basically.
But they're dumb.
yeah,
So-
of course. I mean, they're. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If they're smart, they wouldn't even like do any of this, like
Yeah.
even accusing of people or blaming people, right? I mean,
Yeah, there was a
You know?
teenager in San Fernando Valley. He got targeted for being Asian, and then he got he got beat up. Which I was like, what? Like, why would you beat up someone like you said with the disease? You're gonna
Yeah.
probably get it if you like
Yeah.
touch him and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But to be honest, they're probably just using the disease as an excuse to beat him up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm sure that's
Right.
I
the
mean,
case.
it's always that's the
Right.
case.
But-
Yeah.
You know, if someone's approaching me these days, I would just like it's just like cough. I was like, I'm feeling really warm.
Then they'll just like scatter.
They
right?
scatter, oh.
They're like, oh shit, this is.
So this is a self-defense tip for
Oh my
all our
God.
listeners. If there's someone approaching you, just start coughing and saying, "Oh, I'm feeling really warm," just like I did today. Oh, I'm feeling a little warm. So that's a good tip.
avoid from beating.
Oh yeah, another one is like the disease hands. They have like in Shaolin they have the different hands. Like there's the
Yeah.
poison hand, the fire hand. So you could do disease hand. You just cough on your hand. If someone's approaching you or giving you trouble, you just cough in your hand and then start doing like palm strikes. Then they'll stay away. Like E Honda. So
One of my friends actually, she was at a market recently. Somebody was crowding her space, and she started coughing a little bit, and the person just like backed away.
It's probably like a subconscious thing too. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I do that for
Yeah.
any race now, though. To be honest, yeah. So okay, I guess one question I have for you guys is China does have some weird shit. There's wet markets.
Sure.
I've
There's
never been to one.
Yeah.
I've been to something similar in Taiwan, like the Snake Alley. They have like snakes in cages, and then
What makes a wet market? What is a wet market?
I mean, that's the Chinese name, Cao Sicang, right? That's
Okay.
it's like a wet market. It's basically live animal market.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's a live animal market.
Did they like kill the animal like right in front of you? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like oh, I want that armadillo, and then just get it and just kill it.
The closest thing I've come to that is like fish, right? I went to some place in Hong Kong. It's like, we'll take that fish and we'll cook it like I want it cooked with like
Sure.
sauteed onions, whatever. They'll
Yeah.
just like do it. But I've never heard of like
That's normal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and in China they have where Wuhan was. So I watched this Vox video. I'll share in the show links, but there's a Vox report about how in China during the famine during the Cultural Revolution,
Yeah.
basically there was not enough food of like pigs, cows, the traditional meats that we
Okay.
know of, that
Okay.
the chicken. So
Okay.
what people did in rural areas was just starting hunting wildlife.
Well, yeah, because they need to
They
survive.
need to survive. So
Right.
that's like bats, civet cats,
Yeah.
pangolins. Oh, those poor pangolins.
But pangolins are like a long history of it, right? Because there's a Netflix documentary about pangolins.
Oh,
being
really? I
hunted.
didn't know that.
It's like a 50-minute documentary just on pangolins.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
that's
you might want to
interesting.
look on that one. That one's like, there was like another Netflix documentary. I forget what it was called, but it was like the most trafficked animal. And they were going to like all these restaurants undercover and like saying, hey, do you serve pangolin?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
It's
But
a crazy looking animal.
it's crazy looking, but like supposedly, yeah, these kinds of animals, if they come in contact with each other, so like if they come in contact with humans, there's a possibility of spreading a disease. But if they come in contact with each other,
Mm.
that's when like the bacteria of the different animals
It's like
mix.
mutates and all that stuff.
because
goes on.
like
Yeah.
when will a fucking bat
Yeah.
like come in contact with a pangolin? I mean, unless
Right.
I don't think they're in the same group. So okay,
That's disgusting.
it sounds disgusting. Now what's dangerous about these are like some things that do happen in China. They probably happen to other parts of the world. But what makes China even more unique is that a small city in China is like 1 million people or 4 million people, right?
Yeah, 4 million.
And now Wuhan is like, we're looking at like around 15 million people. I can double check that, but like it's in the millions. So there's the epidemiologist or the guy who studies epidemics, the guy
Mhm.
Michael Oster,
Yeah.
or the guy on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
He had a whole chapter saying, how can we meet the next disease that comes out of China?
Mm.
And yeah, there's a concern that China is this kind of now. How do we come now? That's kind of the science behind it. Like this very dense population with these wild animals. Like so fair point. Not everyone eats wild animals. It's a very small percentage.
Yes.
Yeah. And according to the Vox video, it's actually like the rich elite people who want these things to get like sexual potency.
Oh, or something longer life or
Longer
something
life,
like that?
yeah,
Something like that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So
You know the funniest thing? All these like weird things that Chinese people believe in, like rhino horns, all that.
Yeah,
crap.
yeah.
But I recently saw another documentary on Hulu called Sea of Shadows. Do you know about this?
No, what about this?
There's a fish that swims that's like native to the Sea of Cortez, like Baja California. Sea
Okay.
of Cortez only, right?
Okay.
The swim bladders is what they want to get. I don't know what medicinal properties they get from it. I don't even know how the fuck they figure out.
Find it.
Like
Yes.
the fish with the swim bladder is going to help you doing whatever you need to do. These bladders go for $100,000.
Oh wow!
What?
Jesus.
Yeah, the black market in China, they buy $100,000 for just one swim bladder. They sell it. So the guys in Mexico, they get it. There's a cartel around this fish called totoaba or something like that.
Okay.
And the only reason they started doing this documentary is because they do gillnet fishing, and it
Okay.
catches like this small
Okay.
this small dolphin. And this dolphin is like there were only 30 in the wild.
Oh
and,
shit.
And now they're 15 now.
Well, so
Oh,
in
my
a way they could become extinct if they keep
Yeah,
doing it.
Yeah. And so there's a whole cartel built around this stupid fish. And it's called the Totoaba cartel. And the head of the cartel got busted in the documentary for shooting a marine or whatever. But I'm like, you go to prison, you're like, what are you in here for?
For the fish.
Yeah, for a fish. It's like $100,000 that they sell it for. That's what Hulu said. And it was what this documentary said. And I just don't understand how like the Chinese people was like, this fish, this swim bladder, this is gonna make me feel like really awesome.
Right.
wow.
Wow, I'm actually surprised they're able to catch that fish because if it's such a rare,
The fish isn't that rare,
it's not. Oh.
but the porpoise that gets caught in the same net, right? When you
Oh.
do gill net fishing, you're just like throwing out the net.
all kinds of shit. Okay.
All shit, kinds of
Okay.
shit get caught.
Okay.
in it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And
I
so
see.
like this porpoise is like kind of collateral damage at this point.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow. So
So,
yeah,
that's
Yeah, so
crazy,
rich
yeah.
elites. The rich elites are eating this kind of crazy ass shit
crazy ass shit. Yeah.
because
yeah.
they can afford it.
And then they're getting their minions or whatever, the poor people, to like go catch him or to go slaughter them. So
Very superstitious though.
yeah,
Like,
so
rich people
so
believe in anything.
I just wonder like how is this it's kind of like how do we make it so that it's so that people shouldn't be racist to Asians, okay? But there has to be, it looks like there has to be some major changes in China because for these, to keep these diseases from occurring again, because I believe SARS, from my understanding, also came from a wet market in Guangzhou area or South China area. So I don't know, it's a tough question.
Well, but the point of view now is about because we talk about being less against Asians, right?
Sure.
But is it more about like trying to change the way how society thinks and view things, especially in this case? Because if you think about it, actually, it's not just Asians that are being against though, because it's not only SARS and COVID-19 just happened. The Ebola happened back in 2014. They blamed the West Africans.
Right.
And then the swine flu, they blamed the Mexican Americans because it was in 2009 or something like that. So it's like other races also get blamed for when something like this big happens. So I feel like in some sense, yes, they're being racist, but it's just their perception, the way they think is like, okay, well, these big things happen. I'm just gonna naturally blame it on whoever starts it first, regardless of race, right?
Right. And I think the swine flu was actually
Was it not Mexican Americans?
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
what is swine
I
flu?
think you're right. It's like either Mexico or America.
Is it Mexico or America? It's one of those, right? It has because I'm pretty sure swine flu is not from Asia.
No.
Should we do Wikipedia now? Let's do.
Wikipedia's always
Might as well.
a little risky. But
Well, swine flu. WebMD. That's a little bit more
is it
pure.
better?
But
Is it
anyways,
here?
swine flu, also known as H1n1 flu, also known as swine flu. In 2009, H1n1 was spreading fast around the world. Blah 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 blah. How do you catch it? It doesn't say the start. According to let's look at just Wikipedia. Wikipedia. The swine flu was initially seen in Mexico, April
Okay.
2009.
Okay, so it started from literally a country that's below us, right? So then they blame them for it too. So I feel like I don't even know it has really that much with race, but it's really more so like the people. Just something's wrong with their way of their perception, just the way how they think is they just naturally just blame it on people.
Wait,
So it sounds selfish. It just sounds selfish, and I don't know if it has anything to do with race, right? I mean,
wait. So who's blaming who? You mean America?
yeah, it feels like America is always the one blaming people.
Right.
Is that true? I don't know. Maybe the other countries are not like that, but it feels like people here in the Americans, like the way how they think is just like how Trump is. They just like to blame people for everything, regardless of what the race is.
Oh yeah. I think it's a little problematic to blame the source, maybe. Like this, so Fable makes a good point. I don't think races were ever blamed. It's just customary to name diseases by their source.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. He's right. That's why like when I was looking at all those other diseases, I mean, if all those diseases, because they happen in different countries, and if they still blame Asians for it, then you can say like, oh, okay, it's really like a race thing. But then if they're just blaming on the source, then maybe this one is the same thing. We're just blaming the source, but it just happens to be just like SARS was from China, right? So it's kind of hard to really get like a clear answer on like, oh, is this a really like an anti-racism hate thing, or it's just like they're just targeting the source?
Do you remember when SARS happened? I don't. I remember when SARS happened. It was like mid 2000. Like
around
2003.
But the thing is, I don't remember
like how it happened. To be honest.
Well, the impact of like
I
I don't remember if maybe because we live in a culture where everyone has a camera on their phone.
Yeah.
That we can actually see all the racism and all that stuff.
Yes.
But I don't remember hearing about the racism back then, right? Because SARS was clearly from China, and it was like low. It was restricted to China for the most part. It didn't spread too far out that I know of, right?
Yes.
Like
to Taiwan, it got to Taiwan.
But it's not like COVID-19 where it's like all over the world.
Yes.
No.
But I mean, at that point, do you think there was like impacts to Chinese restaurants back then and Chinese businesses?
I was living in Taiwan at the time, and I vaguely remember, this is a while ago, but I vaguely remember I was like the only one not wearing a face mask because we don't come from that culture of wearing a face mask. Like when I walk out and wear a face mask today, people look at me a little weird. But when I did not wear a face mask back in 2003, people were like, "The fuck, this guy's not wearing a face mask."
Well, it's courtesy.
It's courtesy, yeah. And I was just like, "Oh shit, maybe I should get." But at the point, I was just like, "Oh, it makes my face sticky. I don't like it. I'm not sick." Blah blah blah. But the mentality is very different in Asia about face masks. It's basically courtesy. It's like even if you're not sick, you're preventing yourself from getting sick, even though it's minuscule, like that one epidemiologist said, because there's still air that can go through your side unless you have like an N95.
Oh yeah. So it's useless, absolutely useless. Yeah.
It's not completely useless if you are sick.
Like
if you're sick,
yes,
it prevents it
to spread, right?
But I think there's a minor, even though very small, from getting sick too. I think there's still some small benefit.
Yeah.
Or at least placebo effect. People see that like, oh, this person's conscientious.
Yeah.
But I do remember like, in Taiwan, it was like, people were kind of worried about, but it's from Taiwan, they learned a lot from SARS actually, and they implemented a lot of the same strategies there, and they evolved it for COVID-19. Like Audrey Tang, she's transgender. She's the digital minister of Taiwan, and she basically there was a programmer, not Audrey, but another programmer that was developing an app for face mask location, and like saying, hey, which stores have face masks, which ones, But then people were like, it became a viral sensation. Everyone was downloading the app, and he didn't have the manpower, the bandwidth to So then basically Taiwan, the digital minister Audrey, she saw that and was like, oh, let's make it a national app. And so now everyone has the app and can use it to track where face masks are in Taiwan.
Oh, interesting.
and because it got funding and support from the government.
Okay.
And no, Taiwan's doing some interesting things, and they had the temperature screening, which is something I probably need, you know, because just the temperature screening to see how warm people are. No, so there's a lot of things I think Taiwan can teach to America, but a lot of that is learned, from the SARS outbreak. Yeah.
Well, but getting back to your point, though, Dan, I mean, 2003 was a very different time. I mean, because I guess like 16 years ago, so you could argue that it could have had like a really big impact. It's just that we don't know much about it because there wasn't like things like social media, there wasn't all that stuff. So, like, and also camera. You're talking about camera, people taking videos. I mean, I think our phones had camera back in 2003, but I don't remember.
They did, but it was like very.
It was
crappy.
cheap.
Yeah, it's like crappy.
I felt my flip phone, my Motorola flip phone, right?
Yeah.
It was like a little small camera.
Yeah, so I don't even know if they can do video or long enough video, right? So it's not like now in 2020. So this is a very different time, which I just feel like the only reason why we don't know too much about it is because it just wasn't broadcasted the same way. You know, it could have had a big impact too. Who knows? But I mean, either way, though, I mean, it just almost feels like a lot of countries are always more prepared than U.S. U.S. is always no, seriously, U.S. is always screwed for some reason because, I mean, listen, because you sent me that article with Mark Manson was saying that our healthcare system is obviously broken.
It's overloaded.
We all know that. So in a systematic way, we're screwed if this thing really can't keep it under control because our healthcare is just hospitals. It's like we don't even have enough beds for people or so. What they're talking about, like less than 1 million that you can even like, let's say people are really sick, like you can like hospitalize, like So technically, it's almost like you're kind of screwed. And maybe Italy's the same way because I heard that Italy, they're not. I don't know if they're able to save everyone because they're saying that like Italy have to die, like who to leave to die because they couldn't maybe
and that's what I mean. That's what we're doing with the quarantine, right? We're trying to like help the healthcare system, and kind of smooth out the curve.
Yes,
like,
that's what they
smooth the curve.
The
curve. Flatten the curve.
I mean, you're hoping that would help, but then it's so hard to.
It's kind of. So did you guys see that one thing? This one, the simulation here.
Oh, actually, I didn't see that one.
This one's kind of interesting. So basically, this
is cool.
This is like basically all the dots. And I'll share this in the link. But see how if there's no quarantine and there's no social distancing or self-isolation, everyone's gonna get sick, and then everyone's either gonna recover or die.
Oh, you mean this is like the chart with like if everyone just lives their normal life?
Yeah, there's no quarantine,
okay, wow.
So it's gonna be like that, you know. And then the strawberry color one, that one is people who recovered. But the thing is, in reality, there would be people who've passed. Some of these dots will disappear. So
some of them will die.
So here's a quarantine. So there's a quarantine, but over time, of course, you know, people are gonna step out of the quarantine. And
so this thing is a quarantine? Right?
Yeah, that's a quarantine. And then it flattens the curve, right? You see how much different it is? Yeah.
Interesting.
Now let's go to social distancing. No quarantine, but social distancing. So
which is almost the same thing as quarantine.
Kind of, yeah. You're self-quarantined. So these dots are not moving. And then then the curve is a little bit less. Or actually, this curve is a little bit
flatter.
Yeah.
Or you know what you could do? You could do what Kim Jong-un did in North Korea. Like once they had a case of someone got infected, just take the guy and execute him and shot him to death. It's basically like killing a zombie. Basically, you just kill them, burn their body.
Yeah, that was.
Oh no!
Is that true though?
Wait. What's this one?
This one is extreme social isolation.
Oh, extreme social isolation. Okay.
So 1 in 8 people go walk around.
Okay.
So 7 out of 8 people just stay at home.
Getting back to what you were saying, I do believe it's true because in North Korea is very different because you're under his dictatorship, so that's something he would do because he just doesn't give a crap. he kills he. I mean, he runs that country and kills whoever he wants.
Yeah, so I was looking on the John Hopkins map for North Korea. It's not.
It's not on there because he killed the only one who got infected. He's like, oh, I don't want to deal with.
No,
this
I think they have more cases.
Well,
For
maybe
sure. For sure.
I bet you. Okay, you know how much you want to bet that he killed all the ones that he knew that
He didn't kill all of them. That would just be the people would be in a riot. Yo.
I mean, it's North Korea. I mean, he.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
He isn't North Korea already so suppressed with like the way how their daily lives are. I mean, if people were gonna ride, they would have done it a long time ago. They wouldn't wait until now.
So let's go over the numbers real quick. So COVID-19, there's 106.
Iran. I didn't see Iran.
Yeah,
100
Iran was like-
169,387 cases. China obviously is the leader in number of cases with 81,000.
Is it like someone traveled China and they went back to Iran or something?
Yeah. Next is Italy with
Wow,
almost
that's crazy.
25,000 cases almost.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Spain. I heard Spain shut down now too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Spain jumped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spain. That's
Iran is with the thing with Iran though. That's another kind of authoritarian state, right?
How
So
did they get it?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm curious now.
Well,
yeah.
what are they close to? Like which?
Are they eating penguins?
No.
Can they afford that?
That's
I don't even. Can they even afford that?
Iran. I'll just put Iran.
So they
Let's
have to
see.
be close to like some infected, I guess.
Yeah, I have no idea Iran reports biggest single day jump
Wow.
deaths as president rolls out quarantine.
Oh, that's why. If you're not gonna do anything about it,
Huh.
Oh, so he's just basically letting people just do whatever the fuck they want.
He rules out general quarantine. This is Iran. Has been slow to adopt measures to slow this virus spread. Huh.
Oh wait, I mean,
Citing crippling U.S. sanctions.
Iran is a more developed country than, at least in the Middle East, right? Iran is it developed enough to be able to control this thing?
well, they're a totalitarian government as well, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Did you guys know about South Korea though?
What about
yeah,
South Korea?
Yeah, the church.
The church, Xintiandi,
What about the church?
Xinchongji, Xinchongji. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lady. So there's a graph here. I think
Another graph.
there's
Wow.
another graph. There's a lot of
Yeah.
graphs.
Just people just putting all these graphs together, nothing else to do, huh?
Yeah,
Just at home. They're working from home, nothing to do. Just put some graphs together.
Patient, like she's like patient 31 or something.
Oh, so okay, she's not patient 0.
She's not patient 0, but patient 31. Basically,
30. How do they even have that number? Like, how do you know it's 31? Like, I mean,
Well, it's maybe the 31st.
yeah, she was like the 31st confirmed
okay.
one.
So they listed out like that. Okay.
So she was exhibiting symptoms, but I guess what happened was that she's part of this cult called it's a doomsday cult called New. What's this called? New World. Oh, Church of Christ, Xinchongji, Church of Christ. Yeah, Church of Jesus. I
in
mean,
Daegu.
and
Okay,
yeah, near
okay,
Daegu. So
okay,
if you look
okay.
at the map for Daegu,
Okay.
it's Korea. Most of it is in the south where Daegu is. Yeah,
Okay. Well, so it started from there. Okay.
yeah. So
They're too far south.
too far south. Okay.
Yeah. Look at Thailand, Vietnam. Like nothing over there. It's like you can go.
Vietnam's been doing a good job. Yeah.
Oh, because it's so far down. It's almost like
Shoot, where's Korea?
Go
Totally-
north.
go love it.
Oh
Right there.
yeah, duh.
Right there.
Oh, that one concentrated area, basically.
Daegu. So here's Daegu, and then yeah. But anyways,
So what's the main story behind
so
it?
the story is that she, despite the doctors telling her to self quarantine,
Yeah.
she went to this church to go do their prayer
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff.
okay.
There's thousands of people.
Yeah.
So this one patient is supposedly attributed to about 1,200 cases.
Really?
One person is
wow.
attributed to 1,200 cases because they do group prayer in this cult thing, this church,
Yeah.
and they're all breathing in this their own proximity, and they're all like praying. And
You think she did it on purpose because she's in this cult? It's like doomsday, right? So maybe she wants everyone. She wants to take everyone down
I
with
think
her.
she just didn't think she was going to.
I think what I hear is that even members of the church, after knowing that they were exposed,
They don't care.
refuse medical treatment because of their religion.
Oh.
Or they refuse to be tested.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
So
Wow. Well, that's what one person can do, huh? Shit. Now I know why North Korea they killed that one whoever got infected, just killed them. Don't infect anyone else.
That's a little bit crazy. I mean,
of course I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just saying
yeah.
that's what they do. But
man, when I heard Tom Hanks got it, I thought that was like a hoax, because he's basically American. He's an American legend, he's an American icon. So,
but he's human. It's not like
Right.
It's not like he's a fake person.
It's interesting. I wonder, since he got it, it kind of shifted the American perspective on the virus a little bit.
Maybe.
Because when there's this article about how when they're showing people who were infected on these news outlets, they're always showing pictures of Asians.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I heard about
so
that.
now that the poster child for American 90s or American cinema, Tom Hanks got it, then that's it. I think it does kind of shift the narrative and realize,
probably
this is not just an Asian.
Oh, it's because one of our own guys got
One of
it.
our our own guys. Yeah.
I have no idea what these are, but then they're like really low. Just one case. Sudan, Nepal.
Well, Nepal is like very isolated.
Yeah, that's in a way that's good, right? If you're isolated, you don't get much.
All right. So for
Sri
this
Lanka.
podcast, what do you guys? How long should we go?
Australia is 297.
What's your time like, Dan? So how about we just
Iceland,
go till
Romania.
maybe 10,
Sure.
and then we'll just call it a day.
Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Thailand, India. See, I'm surprised. India has like billions of people too. It's only 113.
India's
Wow,
I'm
geez.
pretty surprised.
And there's like
they're not that far from China.
Yeah, they're
Well, I don't know what the Indian. I don't know if the heat thing is like a factor because everyone says like, oh,
Is it? No, I don't think so.
when
So
summer
only
comes-
only two died, and then 13 recovered.
Wow.
They said when it gets warmer, it's supposed to improve. But I mean, that's,
No, I don't believe that.
Trump was saying the same thing too.
No, I don't
believe that
I don't
guy.
believe. I don't
Don't
believe
trust
that.
that guy.
There was
Don't believe
another
that.
epidemic that happened the same way. Where like summer started slowing down, but then it came back even stronger in like
The
October,
winter?
November.
Oh, so it's almost like it mutates.
Influenza?
It just like hibernated kind of.
Oh, and then
slowed down.
Oh, okay, and then changed form after the
I don't know
summer.
if it changed form. It's just like hibernated. Like
Oh,
it's
okay.
not as infectious, but then like in the fall, once it got
Right.
cooler again, it got more infectious.
Okay.
Okay. So one topic I kind of want to talk about is like, have you guys ever experienced something like this in your life? Or like, I think this is pretty new for all of us.
It's pretty
this
new.
kind of
Yeah.
quarantine, this sort of pandemic.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering like how you guys are kind of dealing with it, or like how you guys are like,
We stocked up on food
you guys did, yeah, okay.
because I mean,
I
it's-
did it.
because we're not going to go out all the time, right? It's not even just because we're going to just stay indoors all the time, but the markets are a little bit crazy right now. If you go to the supermarket,
Dude, yeah. I was thinking about stock market too, but yeah.
yeah, the stock market obviously is crazy. You don't want to buy any stocks right now because
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be a good time to buy.
Well, we don't know if
maybe.
this is the bottom yet. Though.
Yeah, we don't know if
Yeah.
this is the bottom.
Yeah. So if you buy now, I don't know if it's the bottom. Not for a while because Disney stock was going up on Friday.
No, was it?
Really?
Yeah.
How so? Why?
You mean
Oh,
like
I
2
don't-
days ago? Friday.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was going up. It was like it was slowly dropping, and then all of a sudden on Friday it just like stayed at around 95 or 94. And this is after they announced that all the Disneylands are going to close except for Shanghai. So,
Except for
I'm picturing
and it
because
halted all the movie
Oh.
and TV production too.
Mulan. Yeah.
Well,
And there's no sports for ESPN.
yeah,
so-
there's no sports anymore. Yeah, all the sports leagues are all suspended right now.
That was insane, right? Okay,
Yeah.
when I heard the NBA season was canceled, I was like,
Everything was canceled, not
I was
just
like,
the
yeah,
NBA. Everything
that-
was canceled.
crazy. Yeah.
I was
So-
pissed because I was going to go to the Laker game.
Yeah, I know you're gonna go.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's not gonna happen
No, it's not
anytime
gonna
soon.
happen.
I mean, I don't even know if they're gonna have the playoffs. To be
Well,
honest.
they said that it might start in mid-July or something like that. Mid-June, mid-July.
I mean, there's no guarantee that's gonna be any better, even though a couple months later, right?
Well, the idea right now, I don't know if this is like fact or whatever, but I think the idea right now is like to self-quarantine or self-isolate for the next 14 days or 15 days because that's how long it takes for symptoms to appear, right?
Yeah.
So within those times, you can actually figure out, how people are, and people are making contingency plans at this point right now because in mid-July, they're thinking, oh, maybe we'll find some arenas to play without a fan base there. Have it televised.
Sure.
Yeah.
So by then, everyone knows, who is infected or not, and they will have taken some safety measures to like not get infected by that, right?
Do you remember that?
Mhm.
What's that guy's player? What's the player's name? The jazz guy who got
Rudy
infected?
Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
He touched all the reporters' mics.
Yeah, he touched
Yeah.
everything. Yeah,
He was joking about it, but we don't know if that was the start of it, right? Because he got
Yeah.
sick almost like the next day. I don't know how fast it appears,
Mm.
but it could have been that, but it could have been
He already probably had it already.
yeah.
But then basically he infected all those
Yeah,
reporters.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
he infected one of his teammates.
Yeah,
One of his
yeah.
teammates has it. Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then the worst one is he infected your star player too.
Yeah.
It's not even like some bench player. You're like
oh
your main
jeez.
guy. And that's the thing is that by mid-July or July, I mean, are they? Okay, I understand the quarantine thing, but they still have to find some kind of vaccine or find some
So
kind of cure,
vaccine's going
right?
to take about a year.
Dude,
Oh,
vaccine's
that's
gonna
the-
take a while.
Oh, so no matter what, that's
Yeah.
gonna take a while.
It's going to take 12 months to a year. 12 months to 18 months, like a year to like a year and a half, because you have to.
Wait,
like,
where'd you
grow
hear
the vaccine
that?
On NPR.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
NPR. Okay.
Because they were talking about how vaccines are made because they get eggs. There's like a special place where they have like these special chickens as a national security risk,
Mm,
and to let you know where they have these chickens and they have the eggs and the vaccine. I don't know the whole process,
okay.
but the vaccines are grown within eggs.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Well, when you take the flu vaccine, they ask, hey,
Oh, right.
They ask you, right?
I didn't know that was the process. I just thought they were just asking medical
I
questions.
think it's like somehow grown with the egg. I don't
Ah.
know.
Okay, but what if you are allergic? Then what are they gonna? They have to make a different type, right?
I don't think you get that vaccine then.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because I know there's a shot for people with psoriasis, and it comes from rabbits.
Rabbits.
They basically they inject the rabbit with a certain like disease or whatever, and creates like these antibodies
Oh.
in the rabbit. And then
Interesting.
they take the blood from the rabbit and put it in the.
Interesting. Okay.
I think they kill the rabbit, to be honest.
Oh,
yeah.
that's fucked up.
Um,
Okay, so 12 to 18 months because not only they have to develop it, but they also have to start testing it on.
they have to make
subjects or
make sure
whatever.
it's safe for
Okay.
people because
Yeah.
there have been vaccines. So this is okay. So there's the anti-vaxxers, right?
Yes.
They're kind of crazy people, right? So, but there's a kernel of truth because there have been vaccines in the past when they were first rolled out. They've caused certain side effects for certain people. That's almost
Yeah.
a given because people react differently
Yes.
to
to
vaccines,
different, right,
especially
right.
over a wide population.
Yeah,
There's going to
yeah.
be some people with adverse.
Yeah, some allergies or something.
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
So that's why, the doctor on the Joe Rogan podcast, Osterholm, he said like it's gonna take a while for the vaccine to roll out. It could be they can make it right away,
Sure.
but to make it safe and test
Yeah.
it over like first 30 people, then like 1,000 people, then more, it's gonna take time.
Then you can argue that China could be screwed because they're the main source, and then they probably have a lot of people who won't get cured, right?
Well, I guess
or will
what
die. Basically.
I mean, based on like whatever things are calming down in China, people are going back to work, but when people have been exposed and they recover, they're immune.
Oh, really?
They have like one case now of someone getting
Sick again.
sick again.
Really?
Just
Oh
came out.
shit!
So that means it's not. So that now it's a
Now
totally
that's
different.
kind of scary.
Yeah, now it's scary because that means like even if
It's
you do,
mutating.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what even if you.
Yeah, you should look it up. But I'm pretty sure that they actually came out today that there's like one new case of a person getting sick again
Like in China or
in China.
Wow.
Fuck.
In general, though, most people who catch it don't catch it again. So that's why, like, for flu season, if you get the flu like early in the season and then you recover from it, you don't need the flu shot for that season. But then the thing is, you'll need it again next season because the influenza virus like freaking mutates every season. But
So this COVID could be just like that where it mutates like every
Well,
time.
everything.
hopefully it doesn't mutate too much. But
Oh wow! It says like a really full on some full on like kind of zombie spread apocalypse thing going on or something. Jeez.
so one question
wow.
that Fable makes up,
Fair-
it's a
fair-
good fair point. Do you think the media? I mean,
Yes or no?
is the media blowing it out of proportion? And it's kind of like Darren and I, we've been messaging about this. It's like,
yes and no.
we haven't seen, this is kind of crazy. Like cancellation of like, I was supposed to go to like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu seminar today. I was just like,
you can't. There's too many people.
I have like, I'm feeling a little warm.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I went for a hike and I felt better. And I was like, I feel fine. I probably could have went to the seminar, to be honest. But I didn't want to like, expose. It just didn't seem like a good. There's like Keenan Cornelius. He's a very well decorated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. He canceled his classes for 2 weeks. And Russell Brand canceled his tour in Perth.
Well, everything has to be canceled. Everything has to be canceled because
now,
there's just
Now, are people saying, is it too drastic or is it warranted? You guys think? I mean, I personally think, from what I've read, if flattening the curve is true, then I think it makes
necessary.
It's necessary. Yeah. It sucks because I'm kind of like, me, I'm a little bit extrovert. I like to go out and do stuff.
Sure.
But whenever I go out, I try not to hang out in like confined spaces. I'm an open area, and then I usually wear a face mask. Or something.
Well, I mean, there was a tweet I read from Isaac Lee, the guy from the Ringer podcast. He's like, I'd rather a few months from now, it's like laugh about how we overreacted to something versus like the other way around, right? The flip side is like, oh, we didn't do enough.
That's true.
And I think Italy is a good case.
That makes a good point. Yeah. You rather be really more prepared or more
cautious
than not at all. Okay, that makes sense.
Because like all the universities are shutting down now, right?
They're all online.
They're going online, but I mean, which university is going to say like, no, we're just going to keep our classes going and get like a bunch of viruses, infected people and be known as like that school.
That's true. So are all the high schools and elementary schools, are all those shut down too?
LAUSD has been shut down for the next 2 weeks.
Oh.
But only 2 weeks might not even solve the issue at all.
It's not solving the issue, but they're like trying to figure things out, right? 14 days will give them like, okay.
That time frame.
That time frame is like, who's infected, who's going to get sick. And, if everyone actually does their part and self-isolates for the most part, even though we aren't, but, for the most part, then they, in that 14 days, they'll figure out, who's gotten sick and all that stuff. But at the same time, they can actually start preparing like contingency plans, right? If they have to move everything online, how are you teach like kindergartens or first graders online? It's not like university students, but they have to think of a way to do it. And they're thinking of contingency plans, but they can't do that while everyone's still in class because they want to talk to the teachers and see what they're thinking about their ideas are. I'm sure. I don't know if they're actually asking teachers or not, but
sounds very chaotic.
So what are they doing for kindergartners then? They're just
I don't know about kindergartners, but for like my first grader, they have like online tutorials and online exercises.
So the parent has to supervise them.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
But then what if the parents? Well, I guess parents are not working.
They're working from home now.
Parents are all working from home, but it's still messed up because parents are working. They're supposed to be working from home, right? But if you have a kid at home that you're trying to help supervise and teach them too, I don't know how much work.
Well, that's why like, a lot of companies are paying the sick leave now because they know that like there's no way they're gonna be really doing work, so we're just gonna have to pay you for taking this time off, right? Because like this is one of those things where there's no choice. You had to kind of do it,
And you're still working on film productions?
Well, tomorrow is the last day of that shoot. So supposedly we're shooting because I'm on a feature film production right now,
right?
Like an indie one. We're supposed to shoot until, because I started last week, Monday. We were supposed to shoot until like end of March, but then tomorrow will be our last day, and then we're shutting it down for how long.
But how far in the script are you guys in? How much have you guys shot though?
I mean, the script itself is only about like 85 pages, but I don't even know if we shot like half of it yet.
Oh, geez.
It's not even half because it's only been 1 week.
How many people are like in small groups? Is it a small group?
Well, it's like a small crew, but the problem is that we are still traveling to other locations. And then in other locations, there are still other people too. So we don't know if those other people are sick. And then it's hard to tell like the crew members where they're going and who they're interacting with. So one of them could have been sick and not showing any symptoms like what you're saying, right? So then So that's why like a lot of production, rightfully so, had to be shut down because of this reason, right? I mean, of course, we have a smaller crew, so it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, even not as bad as you want to be safe. So
Dude,
so
yeah.
a lot of people basically, of course, people who are working in companies or have full-time jobs, I guess relatively it's not bad because you're working from home, you're still getting paid. But the ones who are freelancing, the freelancers will take a hit because they're not gonna, even if they want to be working, no one is hiring because no one's even want to work because they're like, dude,
You could do a gig. You could do a food delivery though.
yeah, I guess you could.
But that shit pays like terrible.
Yeah, but then like the problem is that now everyone's thinking the same thing where everyone's doing the food delivery. That means that the demand is much higher.
Well,
I guess supply is higher now because everyone's at home, so they're probably ordering food online. So
Right.
So I guess that could make sense. I guess
talking about universal basic income right
yeah. Well, okay, that would have worked. Like, but who would have thought this pandemic would have happened at the time? That was
it's
presented,
so crazy.
right?
Yeah, because like we were traveling like a week before, and then all of a sudden shit would like hit the fan.
Yeah. And then because after we came back from Seattle, like the next day I drove to Vegas with another friend of mine, and this was near the end of February too. And then right when we got back from Vegas, my friend told me like, oh yeah, there's like a few cases now in Nevada, and
you guys brought it. I was kidding.
I mean, I guess we avoided it because we're just mainly on the strip, but there's also, you can tell there's significantly less people in Vegas too during that time.
Oh yeah, I mean everywhere.
Yeah, so I mean there's still people, but it's less, a lot more like tourists and foreigners. So I think there's less of that now.
Fable's asking what your movie's about.
Well, I'm only doing sound on it. I'm the sound mixer for it. So, but the movie is basically about this one guy who, I guess he's like account manager, and then he's managing these loads of money, which he later found out that it's like Saddam Hussein's like lost money.
No.
And so it's like an action thriller type of deal. And then so now they got all these assassins and people chasing after this main character because he got caught up in this thing that he didn't know. So it's not an original plot. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if I should even say it because
this is live, by the way.
I know. I don't know if I should say this because I don't even know if the director is even gonna see this or watch this.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's just the basic plot. It's just about like Saddam
fun.
Hussein's lost money. It's like a fun little action thing, but I mean, it's not just ours, right? Like, I mean, Netflix, all the big companies, like what you said, Dan, like Disney, they're all shutting down their production. Like literally all their production they're doing right now, they're shutting everything down.
And was there a case confirmed at Netflix? Is that public or did they
No, that wasn't public, but it's like for employees.
Huh.
Well, I mean,
I just know Amazon. Amazon has them.
Did they had a case confirmed?
Yeah, in Amazon. Well, they're in Washington, so.
Oh yeah, shit.
Well, but depending on where their headquarters is based in Washington, though, because if it's close enough to the whatever area, then
King County. But I'm pretty sure Amazon has one, and I think I'm not sure about Microsoft, but Amazon has one.
Let's see.
Well, these big companies, billion-dollar companies, because they're global too, so they have to make this move, and each of their company offices, like over 1,000 employees. Like, I mean, there's just no way they can have people coming in. Like, you just have to shut it down. I mean, as bad as it sounds, right? But it's interesting because, I guess like in a way, if this happened like I don't know how many years back then, that would suck because there would be no Netflix, no Hulu, no streaming, so you have nothing to do at all at home. I mean, I guess you could download movies still at the time, but
you can't go to the Blockbuster, right?
But you can't really go. You could go Blockbuster. You could go in and out, like go in really quick, rent something, and go out. But then, the problem is
that
you
have to alcohol wipe the tapes.
Yeah. And the problem is that you still have to go back to return it, right?
Right.
So you still have to go out again. So it's like, you have to do it multiple times.
It's much easier.
It's much easier now. So it's at least something to do now, right? But I can't imagine back then it would be just like, wow.
I think with streaming and with
smartphones, and stuff.
We can connect, but even then, it's interesting. This feeling of isolation and anxiety, I guess I've never felt it before about any disease. Even with like the AIDS epidemic or whatever, or anything like, yeah, this is interesting. But I think, like Dan said about the ringer, yeah, maybe it's better to overreact than to underreact, I guess.
Well, yeah. And then there's like all these underlying problems now too, because now with the social distancing and all the isolation, now they're talking about how, like, you know, when you read websites, when you read some of the articles, some articles will list like websites for like mental health, like, oh, you know, you need to contact someone to talk about whatever.
Bye, Fable. Thanks for joining.
Or something like that, right? Like because all the social because you know, humans, they're the way how we're evolved. We're not meant to be isolated.
Yeah.
You know, like for long periods of time. We have to be like social beings and being, you know, interact with people or social. And so when you do that, like mental health becomes an issue now. So then now they have this other part of it to figure out.
Right. So one of the articles you mentioned was also like the most at risk are the homeless, right?
Yes.
A lot of them are mentally ill, you know, and
yeah. So yeah, that's another thing too. A lot of people aren't thinking about, and that goes back to like the article he sent me about Mark Madison when he was saying that like when something like this happened, I guess, and maybe he's just talking about U.S. in general, I guess. Their main thing was they're looking at the first order effect. Remember that part when he talks about first order effect? They're not looking at like the deeper layers, like second, third, and stuff. So first order effect meaning like, if this happens, then I'll just do this to be healthy, or I'll just go and buy hand sanitizers and just, you know, make sure I'm good. But they're not thinking about all the
screw that guy who bought 17,000.
Yeah, they're not thinking about like they're not thinking about more like the wider global sense, or a more sense to think about like, you know, if this thing gets even worse, like it's gonna screw up the healthcare system, it's gonna, you know, and all these people will die and things like that. So there's only reacting like the very, you know, the first level where like this, it's almost like a selfish act, like where, oh no, I'm just kind of about myself or whatever. Which just kind of is, right? Because when you're stocking up on like hand sanitizers and wipes, isn't it kind of like about yourself? You know, it's not really about other
You're not thinking about the whole system.
You're not thinking about the whole system, and that's the problem. You know, like a lot. I mean, I get it. Like I know no one wants to die, no one wants to be sick, but
and then no one wants to wipe without toilet paper, right?
Yeah.
Wait, so do you guys have toilet paper? Or
yeah, I have toilet paper.
I mean, we bought like one thing before all this craziness happened. So
yeah,
I
bought a bunch of ramen, like a pack of ramen.
Dude, I wanted to get ramen, but the line was crazy.
I bought like a whole bunch of ramen.
You know what was empty? We went. I brought my mom to go shopping yesterday.
That's dangerous, but anyways.
Little Tokyo, Marukai and Nichia. It wasn't that bad.
Is it empty, or
it wasn't empty, but it wasn't like crazy. Like,
yeah,
I think we only waited for one person to be ahead of us in line.
Probably,
I mean, all the ramen, all the cup of noodles were taken away.
Of course.
Yeah. The bowl ramen, the instant ramen.
Yeah.
But the ramen in a package were still available.
Oh, really?
Because people are too fucking lazy.
They're just so lazy, like, they don't want to cook that. But that takes like 2 minutes.
That makes sense, though, because I, as a single bachelor, I like to put it in just put the hot water, it's ready to go. That's so.
Oh my God. But then, like, when you do
one extra step,
it's like you have to think about the other steps. You gotta wash that. You gotta wash the the pot.
No, I understand, but
I guess you just rinse it. But
well, I'm thinking about more like if I'm cooking in a pot in the pack, I can actually add like a bunch of other different ingredients
like
in there,
eggs
or like whatever else, right? But or vegetables. But then if I'm just doing just doing bowl, then it's just literally just noodles.
Yeah,
there's no other nutrition.
Smart. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's how I'm thinking about it. But I mean, I don't know, but it's stupid. Yeah, I know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, but they're out of rice though. They had the expensive rice. If you want like $28 for 15 pounds, which is like $15. They had like really nice rice.
I'm not gonna eat rice like for like 2-3 weeks, man. There's no, I mean, that's just it's just plain rice. It has to be something else.
Well, I mean, yeah, the thing is that people buy rice because it keeps for a long time, right?
Sure, yeah, that's true.
And then you can get all this like spam. You can buy spam and like rice.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess like spam, egg rice, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Another thing is a lot of small businesses, especially they're just being wiped out because a lot of them
they can't.
I mean, you could probably speak to this because your family owns a restaurant, but like I guess profit margins for restaurants are pretty slim actually.
Yeah, they're really slim.
Yeah. So it's like if it takes like if there's like a hit to like the number of customers coming in, then they're in the red. Like, oh wow. That's
But it's your parents' restaurant, right?
Yeah, family's restaurant. That's not my parents, my family.
Family restaurant. I mean,
Yeah,
how's
my
it?
dad and his brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's it doing now? Is it like?
yeah, how
really
you guys
bad?
doing? Yeah.
It's pretty bad. I mean, it was already bad, starting in January.
Oh wow.
December, January. So this is why I asked that question. If we owned a Korean restaurant or an Italian restaurant,
Would it be different?
would it be different?
I don't think it'll be different. I think it'll be the
Well,
same.
it'd be different because it will be the same because we are Chinese people running a Italian restaurant.
Okay. You're talking about like if they don't know a Chinese person
Yeah.
owned it, if they
Yeah.
just think of it as an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're trying to make the point that it's just people just being that racist to
Dude, like
force Chinese.
the
as they
article
don't go
you
to
shared,
Chinese
like
restaurant.
the ones in Seattle, Chinatown in Seattle, the International District, and also which like Darren and I went to. We had a good
Yes.
time in International District, but like now it's like super
Ghost town.
dead.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then
those
the
kind-
article you shared about LA Chinatown, it's like, it's basically targeting. It's crazy because I've heard it from people even close to me, like, hey, you probably shouldn't go to Chinatown. I'm like, but why? Did they go to China? Like, I mean,
Interesting.
Because there are no articles about talking about Koreatown.
No. There was. I heard something where like a flight attendant, and this was LA. Flight attendant came back or something, and then like in Korea, there was something in Koreatown, something going on, and
Like
some of the restaurants actually had to close down for deep cleaning. Is what I heard.
oh,
See, that's different, right?
Oh, it's different. Okay.
My point is, people are avoiding Chinatown, but are there articles about like Koreatown, like the businesses have gone down because of like COVID-19, not because of a confirmed case, but just because they're Korean?
oh,
Okay.
hmm.
Okay. So
I think.
so that raises another question of: is it really just like racist towards the Chinese?
Well,
part?
there have been Koreans attacked, but
but they probably thought it was Chinese.
But has Koreatown been like affected?
let's find out. Koreatown, LA. Let's see. Koreatown.
Actually, I don't think so. I feel like Koreatown's still a lot of people because a lot of people live in Koreatown more so than Chinatown
Yeah,
in LA.
but I mean,
general.
Koreatown is like huge.
Yeah,
But
Koreatown's huge.
Koreatown is like not affected. But SGV is huge. Like, a lot
Yes,
of Chinese
SGV
people,
is huge.
but SGV restaurants have shut down. Just
Here
like,
we go.
temporarily.
2 weeks ago, coronavirus scare rips through Koreatown amid false social media rumors.
Oh, so it was false.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
And then there's this violent stuff.
Oh, it's crazy. Okay, that's
Man
that's
shot
nice.
dead. Coronavirus. I guess there was a rumor. So according to Eater Los Angeles, South Korean consulate debunks rumors that a Korean Airlines flight attendant infected with coronavirus visited Koreatown
Okay,
restaurants.
so it's a hoax. Okay, never mind.
According to this article, yeah, it was a
Okay,
hoax.
all right. So I guess that's because that's what people were saying at the time. So I didn't know if it was true or not.
But
yeah.
my whole thing is like people avoided Chinatown and SGV because they associated that they're going to get COVID-19 if they went to these Chinese restaurants.
Which
So
is bullshit.
Okay, so the
yeah.
only way is like if you're really a local person living there, like you can't really avoid it. So you're
Yeah.
because I live over at SGV.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm gonna avoid like I'm not gonna go to these restaurants, but I live there. So
Yeah.
I mean, of course, okay, I see what you mean.
Right.
Interesting.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't know it's not a foodborne illness; it's an airborne illness. Yeah. So you can't really get it from food unless.
No, it's not. The food is not they're concerned about. They're concerned about the people. People in there. in the
Oh,
restaurants.
yeah. So you can order to go, I guess. Yeah, it's airborne and also I think fecal borne. Like you can't. Yeah.
Is that the reason why TP is like
Okay, well, I guess to wrap it up with a follow-up
Yeah.
question to that is that do you think the people who are avoiding just Chinatown are also Chinese people, like Chinese Americans people,
I don't-
or like white people? What do you think?
Well, Chinatown is like mostly these days is mostly non-Chinese people who go and eat at those restaurants.
Tourists, right? Yeah.
Tourists, yeah.
And that is like
So we'll be them.
impacted. SGVs on the other hand is like it's both, right? It's
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
These days, SGV has now become like a food destination for non-Chinese people,
Yes.
right? If you want like authentic Chinese food
Yes.
from like
SGV,
whatever
yeah.
province,
beef noodle soup, whatever.
Yeah.
you go to SGV, but
Yeah.
I mean, people are not going.
I mean, is SGV kind of dead right now, or
I mean,
Not the markets.
Yeah,
have you
markets.
been eating out at all, or not really?
yeah, but I don't really, I haven't really been to any Chinese restaurants lately, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I have been eating at home, and plus the production pays for
Yeah,
lunch, so I
yeah,
don't really
yeah.
have to worry.
Well, we went to U Kitchen like last what day is it? Like last Wednesday.
Where was this?
U Kitchen is in Alhambra.
Alhambra.
It's
Okay.
right next to 101 Noodle Express. Not
Oh,
bad.
okay. Okay.
101 Noodle Express is pretty legit. I like the lamb soup.
Is
Yeah.
it empty?
It was pretty empty. I mean, U Kitchen was supposed to be like LA Eaters, like new dumpling place. Yeah, honestly, it's okay. It's good, but it's not like wow.
Right. Okay. I
You
see
heard
what
it first from Dan.
U Kitchen is it's good, but it's not like oh my god,
Amazing.
this is like I want to
Yeah.
go back here. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Do you like 101 Noodle Express?
I
though?
do like 101 Express.
They do good noodles. Yeah.
Yeah, they do good noodles.
We ate there before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
haven't
went-
had beef noodle soup in a long time though.
I went to Mason's Dumpling
This
recently.
is okay. How's that?
It's not bad.
That's also an issue.
This one is actually Highland Park. It came from Luscious Dumpling. I think they own Luscious
Oh,
Dumpling,
okay.
and they opened a
Okay.
hipster Highland Park
Okay.
location.
Huh.
The only bad thing about that place is they don't use any silverware or glassware. Everything's like in a to-go box. Even when you eat there, everything's in a to-go box.
That's so ghetto, dude. Wait, what is this? Who is
Mason's
this?
Dumpling.
But is it good though?
It's good,
But they're not environmentally friendly. huh?
They are not environmentally friendly. Not at all.
That's by design. If they want to do it that way, I mean, what's the,
I'm
what's
sure
the
they-
reason for it? I mean, that's,
Well, they less things to wash, right? Maybe they don't have the space for like a dishwasher or whatever in the back.
what? But you're opening up a restaurant.
It can be a takeout place.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, like McDonald's doesn't have like dishware either, right? So
That's
no,
true.
but yeah, but McDonald's, we all know it's a takeout place. So that's the thing.
But, I mean, you can dine in.
Yeah, but most Americans or most people who knows McDonald's for like over
Dude,
50 years
actually-
knows a takeout.
That's a good point, though. If you think about it, there's the only distinction between takeout, the packaging for takeout and dine in is there's a tray. That's the only distinction, and a bag.
Yeah.
But everything else, it comes in paper, thing, and then it comes in the paper.
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't even think about.
Well,
Well, yeah,
no.
because it's not a restaurant experience. Like that's all fast food, though. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, because I'm just
Well-
thinking about because fast food, like it's a reputation is to.
I
for
think.
takeout,
The
right?
only exception probably be KFC. Maybe they give you a plastic plate. Maybe.
Yeah. But Mason's Dumpling is
Yeah.
not like a pure dine-in experience, right? Because they have like an abbreviated menu.
Oh, really?
They make it so it's like nice and simple, and you can only order a limited number of items on the menu versus like a full menu item. It's not like a full dining experience. I don't think they have like chefs per se.
Oh, okay.
But anyways,
So it's almost like a Panda Express in a way, where like there's dining
Yeah,
option, but then
it's
like
fresher than Panda Express. Though. Panda Express is like table options, right? Like
Yes.
all steam tables.
Yes.
Like everything's pre-cooked.
yes.
This place is at least cooked to
With
order.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. got
Okay.
it. Okay, cool.
So to wrap it up, let's do two fun things. So we have the language corner, like some words, but something Darren and Richard, our friend Richard, have been discussing. Favorite cheap foods, like really budget
Oh.
foods.
Oh,
Favorite chains, it could be anything,
oh yeah, I got one.
So
Language corner. I have to think about language corner.
yeah. So we'll call this the chain corner, like or cheap food corner. So one of my cheap things to go to, is I think the Taco Bell boxes, the Crunch box or Gordito box, any of those boxes
Okay.
are pretty filling.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a drink,
Mm-hmm.
and they're about $6.
Okay.
Those are pretty solid. Now, if you want to go non-chain, like Asian food, there's a place nearby I go to called Sugar Fix Cafe. They have a bowl of braised pork over rice and an egg and some tofu. It's like $6. That's pretty $6-7 after
Okay.
tax. Pretty decent. But if you want to like do cheap, like the top if you can even go cheaper for Taco Bell. You can
So
do
like
the
the value menu.
You can go the value menu.
Yeah, the $1. Yeah.
Value
okay.
menu. So value menu. Here's some go-tos: is the bean and cheese burrito, no meat, so you can
Yeah.
be a little bit
Yeah.
environmentally friendly.
Okay.
Bean and cheese burrito, the triple layer nachos, which is bean cheese and bean cheese and chips, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and some salsa.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's also no meat as well, and they have the chicken. I think chicken quesadilla. So Taco Bell, I remember seeing an article. I don't know how accurate it is now, but it's actually as far as fast foods go, it's one of like it's not as terrible for you as McDonald's. It's from what I read.
Sure. I mean, it's yeah. I mean,
It's probably not good. For
I mean,
you.
any cheap food that you name basically is gonna be bad for you. But so Taco Bell is your chain now. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
okay.
have a chain restaurant. Do you have a chain?
Yeah, I do. My I would have at least affordability and I would pick Chipotle
Oh,
because
What?
Chipotle is actually like has health. They
it's not
have
cheap, is it? Though?
It's
no,
not
like,
that
like
cheap.
a bowl is like a bowl is like about $7.50 to $8.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, Taco Bell's like $7 after.
Yeah,
after
like
tax.
a box is like about $7 at Taco Bell, unless you do get that dollar menu option.
But there's no drink.
Okay, well, I guess you could go to Costco if you really want, but the reason I say
$1.50.
Chipotle,
I was gonna say Costco, but I thought you were gonna take.
nah,
it, but yeah.
I mean I say Chipotle is because like so Chipotle actually like is somewhat healthier actually than even Taco Bell because they do have like kind of vegan options because they have like Sofritas,
which is decent.
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
decent, and then you could add in a whole bunch of veggies in there too. You know, like you could actually get a salad bowl, and then
Yeah.
they mix
Yeah.
all the stuff in there.
We
What's
have
your non-chain option?
Non-chain option?
Do you have one?
No, I don't have one. No, I don't have.
Yes,
non-chain
I am
option.
the only one wearing
I
a
don't,
mask
Actually, I don't.
because I'm feeling a little warm. That's why.
I mean, I probably would have said Subway too. I guess that was like no chain option.
some
Dude, like a foot long is like less than $7. All right.
well, you have to get on the day, the special day.
No, fine. You could get Veggie Delight, and that's like $6.
Dude, Veggie Delight is garbage, man. Veggie Delight is vegetables, cheese, and bread.
That's the point. It's healthy, right?
Dude, there's no fake meat. You need at least some protein in there.
Oh my god, dude! But the whole point is, I'm thinking about like not just affordability, but also like healthier option, right?
Where are you gonna get your protein? I mean, does,
Dude, you can eat-
does spinach have
Dude,
protein? I don't
you
think it
can-
has protein.
You can eat. No,
Beans.
there's
You can get beans.
protein
I don't know.
spinach. There's protein spinach.
Is there?
Is there
Yeah.
protein in spinach though?
No, spinach has protein. I mean, maybe not as much as like peanuts or any of those stuff. You can look it up.
Is this worth? Okay,
No,
fine.
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
fine. It's fine.
I mean, okay, even if not that, then like you can even go like, I mean, because like if you get the ones with the fake meat, like let's say Italian BMT,
it's more
dude,
expensive. yeah.
that like foot long is like it's like $8-9
Yeah,
or
dude,
foot long. That's not
Eating
worth it.
vegetarian, if you try, like, I'm trying, I know you're trying to reduce your
Trying
meat.
to.
I'm trying to reduce my meat a little bit. Actually, eating four-legged animals like
Like
cows
or armadillo.
pork or armadillo.
Pangolin.
Pangolin, my bad.
So when like a vegetarian person, like an acquaintance, told me that, I was like, wait, but what about humans? You can't eat humans though. I mean, they're too big. I was like, kind of like a joke.
Wait,
but-
so we don't count our arms as legs?
was that
Because we're talking about like 4 legs or 4 limbs.
The things that would stand up.
stand on
Stand,
two?
like
Yeah.
stand.
So I think she was, obviously we're not thinking about humans, but I think she's referring to fowl, like
Yeah.
chicken or like
There's only like chicken that stands on 2
Yeah. What
Bats.
other animal?
That's true. Bats,
They
yeah.
hang from
okay.
2 legs.
But
Bats.
Do bats stand?
Well, they do.
Do
I
bats?
guess-
They
I think they do.
probably can, right? Birds, I
Oh.
guess. Birds, like some
well,
kind of bird.
that's foul. That's what.
Yeah,
Fowl,
just
fowl.
oh my god, the image of seeing a bat standing on 2 legs just kind of creeps me out.
It's just they're just like birds then, but just
Ugh.
like creepier looking, right?
Ugh.
Because they have wings.
Dude, what are
Yeah.
bats? Are bats birds?
rodents. The rodents.
The
So
rodents?
they're-
Oh.
they're considered rodents, even though they have wings, they can fly.
I'm pretty sure they're rodents.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
go ahead. your
I
turn.
don't have like a fast food place
Yeah.
or a chain place, but my go-to place, I haven't been there in a while, but it was Can Food Court. Xiaomei. Have you been there?
No.
Xiaomi, where's
The
that?
best one, they have several locations, but the best one is like the corner of Garfield and Valley. They have two different types of food. They have like the steam table option, where you can get like a 3-item back in the day, a 3-item combo like 10 years ago, 3-item combo, and there's like tons of food
Mhm.
that my parents used to like order a 3-item
Mhm.
combo for themselves,
Yeah.
just the 2 of them.
Oh
one,
wow.
One 3-item combo, but they had leftovers.
How much is a 3-item combo? Though?
Back then it was like $4.50.
Holy
Well, I mean,
shit!
back
Right now it's-
then.
Right now it's probably like $6. It's still pretty cheap.
Oh, okay.
And then
Dude, for 2 people, that's like $3 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they have the best sunjin bao.
Interesting.
Sunjin bao is so good there.
What's Sunjin?
Sunjin bao is like xiaolong bao, but it's like deep pan fried.
Oh yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
like soup inside.
Yeah.
Like other sunjin baos I've had, they're like there's like no soup, but this one actually you bite into it, like
Oh,
is that
wow.
is that Cantonese or Mandarin? You're saying Sunjin Bao?
sunjin bao is like Mandarin.
What's
生煎包
Senjing?
San Jin Bao, that's
No,
Cantonese.
Oh, okay.
生煎包
Oh, jianbao. Okay, yeah. Right. I got it.
Where is this located at? Like, what's the closest? Like, I'm
Valley and
curious.
Garfield.
Okay, so it's in. Oh, okay, wow.
Valley and Garfield. It's like the hat is on one corner, and then there's like a yogurt land on the other corner.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the same plaza as yogurt land.
Oh shit.
Okay.
What's it called? It's like called Can Can.
It's called
Xiaomei. All right.
Xiaomei in Chinese, but Kang food court.
Can food court.
Okay. All
Can
right.
food. Oh, so it has to be inside the food court. Okay.
Well, they
Check
call
it
it
out.
food court, but there's like a steam table with like
Oh, okay.
really traditional Chinese food.
Sure.
It's like
Okay.
cold
So
stuff.
Okay,
it's
that's
actually
good. That's good.
decent
That's
Chinese
good.
take.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's like pretty good.
Yeah.
Better than Pan Express, I'm sure.
It's different.
It's
like
not
more
for white
legit.
people. It's not for
Okay.
white people.
All right. So let's close it with language corner. One language. So yeah, I mean the one everyone's talking about is 新型冠状病毒, which means basically the new coronavirus. Corona meaning 冠状, right? And 病毒 meaning like
Oh, that's the
virus.
name of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
新型 means like new or novel. So 新型冠状病毒. And
Sorry.
yeah, it's all good. And then so that's the coronavirus name. But like, if you just say coronavirus, most people, even if they're Chinese speakers, will probably understand what you're saying because it's just a lot of people are talking about it. And a Taiwanese phrase I want to go over today is today. 今天 would be ginadi, and minazai. So ginadi means today, and tomorrow means minazai. And I kind
I
of
don't even have any cold.
yeah. So I'm just
Something
bringing that up because today, like, it's crazy with how fast people have been taking action with coronavirus and all the measures. You never know what's happening today. Like tomorrow could completely change. Like Russell Brand makes a point about social constructs and how all these constructs where you have to come to the office to work. Well, actually, a lot of people realize a lot of work, almost all, like a lot of work can be done from home now.
Yeah.
So that's like social construct. Or a lot of people are going into bank. A lot of restaurants. Then you know what the next virus is, right? Is bankruptcy. A lot with those profit margins or all these service industries. I don't know. Yeah. So you never know. Ginaji today, minazai tomorrow. Ginadi, minazai.
So my language corner Japanese is byōki. Byōki means sickness. Sick.
Oh, byōki means sickness. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like byōin, right? Is like the hospital, right? Byōki.
I haven't come up with a quote yet.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's cool. How do you? Well,
you had like a Chipotle. That's more important.
That was more important.
how do you say
Chipotle.
burrito in Cantonese? Is there even a
No.
word? There's no word for like
No.
burrito. Yeah, yeah.
No. I have no.
Oh, what's
I have no idea
what's
what
one of
burrito.
your favorite Cantonese dishes?
Cantonese
And say it in
dishes?
Cantonese. Yeah, yeah.
Cantonese dishes?
Like, do you like xiaolong bao or not really? Or that's not really.
That's not
That's like
Cantonese, though.
Shanghai.
That's not Cantonese. Cantonese is just gonna be all about dim sum.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Wonton mean.
Wonton mee, yeah. Wonton mee
What's
is good
wonton
too.
mean?
Wonton noodle soup.
Oh, dude, wonton mee is
Yeah, wonton mee.
Wonton mian.
Oh, wonton mee. Oh, mee.
That was good. Yeah, wonton mee is good.
Wonton mee is
I like-
good.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably one of the better ones.
I think during this time, like soup sounds good. Yeah, I might get some soup.
Well,
after this.
yeah, you
Wow.
should, right? Because like warmer
Clears the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
things like that. So I guess Taco Bell would be the last thing you want to eat. I guess in this case. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, I probably sometimes I'll have that craving too. But
All right. Any
All right.
last questions from our viewers here? We're gonna sign off. Nope, you're gone. Yes, I am the only one wearing a mask. But anyways, thank you for watching. And everyone stay safe. Okay. Bye.
bye bye.
Thank you.
Well, at least the good thing is that there's